All right, so first of all, I have already posted, depending on if people want to or not. I had posted the last time that I explained this, like whatever, 2 months ago. So I had a video from that one that I posted in the discussion board, just in
Uh-huh.
case people, I don't know. I haven't actually looked at it, but it's me. It's basically me explaining the two things that I'm going to explain right now. So this is for everybody. Like if you don't quite get what I'm saying this time, you might want to check out that video, right, and see how if that explanation helps. But
Okay.
usually people, by the time I'm done, people have a sense of what we're doing. Okay, so the assignment. We'll go over the assignment first. The assignment, this planning sheet, this is the template that they give us. So the idea is, let me see if I can get, I have a document for this, but see what I've posted so far. Okay. Okay, so actually, my very first thing, I'll just deal with the discussion real quick. So, week 8 discussion, you have a choice between two things you can talk about. So, there's this presentation called The Future of Nursing 2020 to 2030. I posted a link to it from YouTube. And so you could watch that and then you could answer these questions about it, right? If you're interested in this, because it's about the future of nursing, where it's going, and so on. And apparently,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great presentation. So your response would be answering these questions and responding to the presentation that you saw. So you can watch that and do that, or you can do. I'll scroll up here. The sort of the one that's already there, um, which is where you're pulling out a quote from of one of the readings that I think they give the page numbers to that. Um, and you're trying to explain. See if this is the. I'm sorry, it's two direct quotes from two different readings that caused you to have a reaction, basically, that made you feel a certain way, and then you're basically explaining how you feel and what made you feel this way. It's supposed to be sort of personal and emotional, so you don't need to really worry about factual citations. It's really just like from these two readings, 510 to 523. You'll pull one quotation from one reading, one from another reading, and then you're just basically responding to how they made you feel and why you think they made you feel this way. That's essentially it.
So,
So you,
so
yep.
basically, we need to read the whole reading, right?
Well, you need to read two, I think, for sure, because I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to see. I can see real quick too how many there are, because I think it's similar to what we have been reading. Meaning, I think there are like several short articles. Okay, so it's right before that. Yeah, so 510. This is just a terrible view. I can barely see what it is.
The chapter name is America Past, Present, and Future.
Right. starts with, right, and 510-ish, I guess is what they're 510, starts with how the future will judge us. So it starts, so all they're assigning, they aren't assigning too much. I guess they're assigning 13 pages. And in those pages, there are probably 3 or 4 readings. So you need to read 2 of them. And then,
But did you see any reading? Because I didn't see any reading in those pages.
starting with 510, hold on. Wish I could make this. Yeah, so if you go to 510 directly, it'll take you to something, it'll take you to the title of the first reading, which is How the Future Will Judge Us.
Uh-huh.
And you can read that, find a quote from there that affects you or upsets you, and then you can write about that. The next one is called Trump's Dark Promise. So so each reading is about 3 pages long, it looks like.
Okay, and we should mention 2 quotes for sure.
Yep, you just read one quote from 2 different readings. So you have to read 2 of them, not all of them, just 2. You want to pick a quote that affects you somehow, upsets you, startles you, something. You want to pull something from the article and quote it, right? That really affects you. So you're reading along, and if you read something that's really upsetting or bizarre or whatever, then you want to take that quote, put it in the discussion, and then talk all about how that quote, why it affected you the way it affected you, I guess.
Is there any 2 readings in those pages or
Yeah.
a lot of readings?
No, any 2. So how many? Okay, let's see here. Actually, it looks like there's only 3. So from 510 to 523, it looks like there are 3 readings. I don't know why that would be. It seems a little strange, but you just need to read 2 of them. So there's that one, or you watch this presentation about nursing in the future, and then you respond to that by just talking about like which part really resonated with you or connected with you, what surprised you about it, how do you see yourself playing a role in this, what they're saying the future is going to be. In 10 years, what will be your contribution? So anything. So if you'd rather do that, that's an option.
Okay.
That's the only week they do that as far as a choice goes. So you have a choice between reading 2 articles, picking 2 quotes, and talking about how they make you feel, or watching the presentation and then answering the questions and reflecting on those. So that's the discussion.
So we have only one discussion.
I believe that is, let me just make sure, see what it says. Okay, so I guess that's part 1, right?
Oh, and then follow up with
well, there's part 2. Hold on, this one, I guess this doesn't take. So part 1, so your first discussion post is either 2 quotations that you talk about how they feel like, or you watch the presentation and discuss your reaction to the presentation. One of those. Then there's a second paragraph. So the second paragraph is something about so it says, what are you inspired to do? Like, what are some things that you can do in the future? I mean, having to do with like nursing, that will help something, basically. I mean, so it's again, this is all very personal stuff. So it's not like there's anything that you need to say. It's basically just trying to figure out, what are things that I can do, like in my community and my family and globally. I mean, anything, right? So you just pick something and you decide, here's something that I could help with in the future, right? Here's something that I'll be able to do. If you're getting your nursing degree or you're getting any of those, either the degrees or just RN or whatever, like what can you do with that? Like what do you want to help with specifically, like some special something? So that's again, so you have two paragraphs, just like usual. First one is quotations from reading or watching the video and responding. And the second one is uh, something that you're inspired to help about in the future.
Mhm.
And then that's the discussion for week 8.